Welcome, everybody. Welcome. If you're on the East Coast, hopefully you've got a chance to soak in some of that sun outside and the warmer weather the last few days. It's been super nice. Give everyone just a minute to get in the room here, and then we'll get started. Just so everyone knows, I am Bridget Baker, the Sky Blue FC Director of Marketing and Communications. I'll be moderating today's call. We're joined today by head coach Freya Coombe and forward Ifeoma Onumonu. If you've got questions, as always, use the raise your hand function. And as a reminder, it is under the reactions tab now. For any reason, it's not working or you need to get another question in there, feel free to use the chat bar. I respond in there pretty quickly and try to keep an eye on that as well. Looks like everybody is in the room. So Patty, I see your hand up. We'll go ahead and go to you for the first question. And then as soon as I see another hand up, we'll go from there.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Coach, for taking my questions. Great to see you. First of all, I actually have a couple questions, if you don't mind. First of all, after the James Madison match, you were quoted as saying that you went into that match looking to solidify your playing style and core principles. Could you first explain what your playing style is and maybe your coaching philosophy, and then were you able to see some of those things come to light out of that match?
Yeah, thank you for the question, and thanks everyone for being here. A big part of how we want to play is be heavily possession orientated with very much an attacking possession style. So looking to be on the front foot and take it to other teams, but in order for us to dominate with long spells of possession, in order to create opportunities in front of goal and good goal scoring opportunities. So a big part of us is being able to dominate the game, dominate possession. They're really experienced with teams, and certainly against JMU we were looking to have good long spells of possession of the ball and looking to create great opportunities where we create a good opportunity rather than relying on mistakes for the opposition in order to score. So it was good to see some of our sort of attacking style coming out. We did dominate with long spells of possession. And it was good for them they presented a good challenge for us, and just in terms of being able to change their shape frequently to, present different challenges for our players during the game where the numbers in different areas of the field changed. So that was great. And we're looking forward to playing in our next game where the competition will look to increase and prepare us more for the Challenge Cup.
Thank you. Thanks.
Patty, did you have a follow-up? I know you mentioned you had a couple questions.
Actually, I do. Thank you. I didn't know if you wanted to give.
Yeah, we'll go ahead with your follow-up, and then Sean, we'll go to you next.
Okay, great. Coach, I also wanted to ask you about Jennifer Cujo. We saw her enter that match a few times, and wondering if you could just talk about her and what she brings to the team on and off the pitch, because obviously she's had a different life story and experience than most players.
Yeah, I think it's great. A lot of players have their their story, which brings them to the game, and everyone has different experiences. And I think hers is well publicized now and is a very different and pretty unique story. But it's great to see her sort of coming back into the club. And I think with her that she brings slight differences. She's got a very high level of comfort with the ball. And that's something that certainly attracted us to her in the first place when she was at that open tryout. So looking at her level of comfortability on the ball and her ability to play under pressure is something that's very exciting, and sort of some of her technical ability. But I think there's a lot of areas obviously where she has to grow within the game, and looking at her growth, becoming a pro, and being able to make sure that on and off the field that pro level is reached. So that's something that we're pushing and working with her right now on, is that being at complete pro on and off the field. But certainly she does bring a good level of difference to the team, just in terms of it's not a typical player that you see coming out of colleges. I think she does have that different element, which is great. And I think she fits in well with the team. And one thing is we're very happy to have her here and having her playing here.
Great, thank you.
Thanks, Patty. Sean, we'll go ahead to you.
Thank you. Coach, yesterday we saw you on Brandy's Corner. I think it was very good. What are you seeking yourself to gain from attending such things, whether it's building your own brand, attention to the women's game at large? your team. And also, Brianna Pinto's father was a great youth player here on Long Island. I was actually lucky enough to referee his game. Do you feel that she has, as do other players in your league and probably on your team, an advantage in that they're, say, second generation players?
Yeah, so lots of questions in there. So yes, thank you for mentioning Brandy's Corner. I think it's really important for us to get the message out there with some of the topics that we particularly discussed and have done with our own Sky Blue media event on Monday. Some of the factors that are surrounding women around International Women's Day and also Women's History Month is just looking at the different journeys of female coaches, players in leadership roles within the league, and also trying to encourage more players and coaches to get involved and also in other roles within the club. So whether it's operations, whether it's media, etc. So for me, it's very much about that, is recognizing these moments and using these weeks and these days as a moment to recognize and use the platform to try and encourage others to get into the game, and being able to tell my story, which is probably a different story from most in terms of, you know, coming into this role, but also with the different experiences I've had over in England and then also moving to this country. So that was very much the purpose of that event, and it's good to always just get together and talk with other females within the game, and be able to discuss some of the issues that we all face, and also to just get together and network with each other and build a stronger community. But in answer, yeah, it's great to see with Brianna Pinto. You know, obviously she had a really good game against the North Carolina Courage the other day, scoring a goal. So we're excited to have her at the end of her season when she finishes with North Carolina. But I think, you know, there's a lot of, I think the growth of the women's game, we're seeing a lot of good players coming through, and some have different journeys. Some, you know, are very fortunate to have players that have played at a good level, parents that have played at a good level, sorry. But others have made their own journey and created their own path. So I think the game is definitely increasing, and the level of player on year is increasing too. So we're just excited to see those players come to fruition and come into the league.
Thanks, Sean. Reminder, if you've got a question, to go ahead and use the raise your hand feature. Patty, I see you have another question. I'm going to give everyone else a chance to get their first question in if they have one. But right now I'm going to get in a question for Ifeoma from Holden Collison, beat writer for skybluefc.com. Ife, we saw what you bring to the attacking presence in the Challenge Cup and the fall series with that high press and poaching even a couple balls off defenders for quick goals. Is that something that we can expect again this season? And how does that change kind of your off-season or preseason approach to maintaining your fitness? I know maintaining that high press probably got to take a lot of fitness.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Thank you for the question, and hi everybody. It's my first time speaking, so yeah, I think, coming off of the fall series was good. I felt good. Obviously, because it was later in the season, I had a base of fitness that I could use. Obviously, I think that piece of my game I always want to keep. I think it's important, and with the way we play, because it does call for us to have good shape. I do have the ability to step out, and when I see those moments that I can do that, I definitely want to exploit the defense for taking too much time on the ball. So that's always something that I have in the back of my head, but I pick and choose my moments. I don't want to do it every single time, because then that could cause us bigger issues than need be. But yeah, I mean, keep it in my game, and yeah, it does take some fitness, I'll tell you. But again, it's all about picking and choosing my moments, and not overworking to the point where I can't last the 90 minutes or however long I have to be in the game.
Great, thank you. We'll go to Patty, get your second question in, and then if no one else has a question, we'll call it there. But I will give everyone a chance, because last week I jumped the gun, called on the last question, saw a couple more hands up. So I'll give everyone a moment to get their hands up during this question from Patty.
Hi. Thanks, Bridget. Thanks, Ife, for taking my question. Greetings from Southern California, by the way. We miss you. I used to watch you play over at Los Osos High School back in the day. So it's really great. Congratulations on your success, and it's great to see you grow up.
Thank you. Thank you.
But now that you've been in the league a while, and I guess you be considered a veteran with 4 years under your belt, pretty much. I'm wondering if you could talk about your experience with Sky Blue, and because you played with so many different teams now. Tell us some of the experiences you've had with Sky Blue, some of the things that you're liking about the organization.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's crazy that you knew me from Los Osos. That is so back in the day.
You're my age all the time, but yeah.
So you know Jamia Fields and Lola Bunta.
Oh yeah, I actually worked for a sports radio station in the IE. So they were IE Sportsnet. So we covered a lot of high school games. But it's just great to see you grow up, and congratulations on your success.
Oh, thank you. So yeah, I think, I kind of started my journey in Boston, and, we're Portland in the rain, and all different diverse experiences. But I think for me, which is really different with Sky Blue, is that they've given me the opportunity to sort of think a little bit for myself. I know I do have an athletic ability. I am fast, which is something I've always used in my game. But also it's sometimes the only thing I was allowed to use for a long time. So I think being here, it's got me thinking and, refining different details of my game, which has been enjoyable and fun. And, especially with our style of play and the way we want to play. It gives me opportunities to get onto the ball more besides just a ball over the top. It allows me to, think about, which pass I should make, looking for spacing and things like that. Just really refining different aspects of my game, which has been just like really fun and enjoyable. And yeah.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Patty. We'll go to Michael, and then we'll go to Robert.
Yeah, thank you. Freya, this is to you. I'm wondering, in a general sense, well, what are your objectives this year? We were impressed last year. We saw the improvement, and I'm wondering, what is the next step? I took some notes on your opening statement in regards to the formations you were using and the fact that you were looking at possession. I'm always concerned when possession is not what I call meaningful possession. It's like passing around the perimeter, doing things of that nature. So it's a general question, I realize it, but I'm sure you have certain objectives that you'd like to see. I mean, winning is obvious, but I'm sure you have a plan. So what can we expect from your squad based on what you're looking for?
Yeah, for us, it's all about playoffs for the league. We want to be able to bring a championship to Sky Blue. So for us, it's about making sure that we're one of the teams named in playoffs at the end of the year. So everything, like, we have different goals that we have in terms of how we think we're going to get there. So different performance goals in order to get to that goal. But one of our big outcomes is being able to make playoffs this year and then make a good run for the championship.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. We'll go ahead and go to Robert.
Coach, this past Sunday we saw Caprice Iasco come back to the pitch. Is there any major takeaways you saw from playing her this past weekend?
No, it's just really pleasing for us to be able to get her back out there, for her to be able to grow in confidence the more she plays. And I feel like now it's less talk about her injury and now more about her fitness and what we're demanding from her over the course of the preseason that we have left and then over the season. So, it's really good to see her out there. And now, the demands in getting her more minutes, getting her closer to being match fit become important for us to be able to raise the level of competition for all the players that we have across the back line and also in that outside back position.
Thanks, Robert. And we'll go to Sean for your follow-up for the last question of the day.
Thank you, Ifeoma. You had played for the Reign. They were then bought out by a huge international soccer concern. Your team has a lot of money behind it. How do you feel, if you're still in touch with any of the players, that the bigger money and everything coming into the league is benefiting the players themselves, not the league as a whole, but the players, whether it's better paid, better facilities, or whatnot?
At the Reign?
Yes. As well as your club and other, now there's a lot more money coming into the league.
Oh, into the league.
How do you
Okay.
feel that's benefiting? When specific back to the rain, you were there, you probably still have people that you're in touch with.
Yeah, I would say um as it pertains to them, I think I I don't know exactly what their plans are. I think, being that they were bought out the last year, like at the end of the year before, still waiting to see what happens with them. I think they're still at Cheney Stadium. So I think they're looking to change facilities, which I think is hopeful. And it's really good for the league that there is, so much interest in providing funds for it. As it pertains to Sky Blue, I think, being that I played against Sky Blue and in the past, and it used to be at a college with Rutgers. Yeah, they used to play at Rutgers and we're no longer there. I think, it's only makes us feel a little bit more professional. And, I don't know where they were practicing before, but now we have a grass field to practice on, which is like really nice. And when I was with the Rain, we played Sky Blue in the Red Bull Stadium, and, it was an amazing turnout and it was so fun and it just felt so good. So yeah, I think, it shows, that when you invest in the women's game, people come to come see us play, but you have to put in the initial investment. I think, slowly, more people are starting to see that. So it's really exciting. I hope the Rain are able to do the same. And, but for us, I think only good things are coming.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Ify. Thank you, Freya. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. I'll be uploading a recording of this to our media resources Dropbox. If for some reason you don't have that link or just need it sent to you again, please email me, bbaker@skybluesoccer.com. We'll be back next week, Thursday at 3:30 p.m. You'll all receive your advisory a couple days ahead of time. We'll be with Freya and midfielder Nicole Baxter then. So if you've got questions between now and then, though, feel free to shoot me an email. Again, bbaker@skybluesoccer.com. Otherwise, hope everyone enjoys the rest of the day, and we'll see you all next Thursday.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.